Hey, good morning, everybody. It is 7:09 a.m. on this Tuesday morning. And don't worry if you're wondering, oh, is he doing this before he goes to work? My schedule basically had me only work yesterday. This, of course, is nothing new because 2 weeks ago it did it again. I did it already. It did it before 2 weeks ago, is what I'm saying. So yeah, it's not the first time that I've only worked one day a week. Some of us at my job are only working 1 or 2 days. Some of us are getting a whole week off. And even though we appreciate the time to relax and do some things, even spend time with family, it's like, seriously, we need the money. We need to make a living. And I know some people might say, well, why don't you monetize your channel, Brian? I could do that, but I got two other channels as well that I got to remember the passwords for that maybe I might monetize. But I'm also looking at the fact that I don't know what the financial system is like with YouTube. I mean, I read various reports. It all depends on viewership and all that. So I'd rather not take a chance. I mean, don't get me wrong. I respect a lot of the people that kind of use YouTube as a side job, as a side financial favor so they can have something, to collect on the side, as a backup. But for me, it's just a little bit more different than that. I think I just have a little bit more of reasoning not to do it, especially with the fact that I like to do PMVs, pony music videos, AMVs, animated music videos, and such. So I have kind of more of a legit reasoning as to not wanting to do it. Um, now I wanted to come on here as now I also wanted to come on here and tell you guys that I do have a new Twitter account. Unfortunately, what happened is my old Twitter account got suspended. And even though I was able to create a new password for it, I couldn't get in with that password. It said my account was suspended. I went and checked why it was suspended. Rumors have it could be suspended for a week, who knows how long. Um, but I was able to change the password. So when I logged back out and tried to log back in, it wouldn't let me use the new password. So it makes me wonder if maybe my account's just now completely history or something. So I do have a new Twitter account, and I will provide the link. Let me provide the link down here for you guys. If I can get a copy here for a second. I'm going to have to redo a copy on my thing here, but hold on for a sec. Hold on for a second. I'll go into the edit here, and you'll see it in the display. But the new Twitter account is going to be at the bottom, and it is BW Rosas 1979-98. That's where you could find me on Twitter now. And I'm not the only one that has multiple Twitter accounts. I have another Twitter account that's just BW Rosas, I think, and I haven't been able to figure out the password on that. I may have to get the password there as well. As a matter of fact, I think if I look it up for a second, yeah, Brian Walmer, there it is. It's at BW Rosas. And the last time I twittered on that one was back in 2017. So I haven't used that Twitter in quite some time, which is surprising. So right now, the new one is BW Rosas 1979-98, and then once I get a chance to figure out what this new one is, I'll figure out the password for the old one. I'll be able to go from there, if you know what I mean. Be able to go from there and probably use that one as my primary account, because I was using the BW Rosas 98 account um, mainly because of the fact that I couldn't remember the password to BW Rosas. So hopefully I'll be able to get that back up and going down the line. I think I may have used my Yahoo account on it. I'm not really sure. So, or even my Comcast account. So we'll look into that in the future. But right now, the primary one's going to be BW Rosas 1979-98. So be sure to check that out, guys, when you get the opportunity. But yeah, like I said, I'm not the only one to have multiple Twitter accounts or have multiple YouTube accounts or Facebook accounts, because sometimes people need to have backups. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can't even, do something without something happening. You know what I'm saying? It's like nowadays social media is so edgy, if you know what I mean. There's just so on edge that you can't do anything. You can't really do anything without them saying something. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can't do anything, without them saying something, because they get on edge. And that's really a shame. I mean, I understand that, we've had, security issues. We've had a lot of unfortunate, tragic situations come about because of social media. Don't get me wrong about that. And thank you, James Sullivan, for the thumbs up. But basically, it's just one of those situations that, again, it's just unfortunate that social media is like that nowadays. It's like, why? Here's the thing. Why allow people? Why allow people the ability to tag other people, other groups, if you feel it's going to be spam? You put in all these new rules, right? You put in all these new rules. You put in all these new rules, and yet, you don't put in a rule like, oh, you can only tweet or Facebook or post to a Facebook group or page every few minutes. Because if you did that, if you said give yourself 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes before you post again, then fine. At least what you're doing by saying that is you're acknowledging to the people out there that you're basically giving them time. If you know what I mean, you're giving them time and opportunity. You know what I'm saying? You're giving them time and opportunity They're just taking care of something. But like I say, you're giving them time and opportunity to, post or tweet or tag someone on Twitter without causing trouble. What I do is I go on Twitter or I go on Facebook, and after I post, I give myself maybe 2 to 3 minutes before I do it again. Apparently, that's not a good solution. Apparently that's not a very good solution. But yeah, I give myself plenty of time. I give myself plenty of time. Or at least try to before I post someplace else. And, you know, obviously it works and sometimes obviously it doesn't. I'm guessing that's why my BW Roses 98 Twitter account got suspended. Because, like I said, even though I fixed the password situation, it still won't let me in. It's like it's saying can't match to that account. We don't know that account, even though they pretty much showed that they did. So I don't know. Hopefully things will work out in the end. If it is only 7 days, then I can understand that. But like I said, what a lot of social media needs to do, honestly, folks, is they need to let people know. They need to let people know when. Uh, Basically, they need to let people know when is a good enough time to post in between tweets and Facebook pages. In other words, if you're on Twitter and you're tagging somebody on Twitter, or you're posting to their Twitter account, so Twitter should basically say, look, give yourself at least 2 to 3, maybe 5 minutes, and then post again to the next person you want to, so that way it doesn't look like you're just going boom, 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 boom multiple times. You know, that way it doesn't feel like that, because I can understand that people don't like that. But all I'm doing at times is just sharing my thoughts, my opinions on certain situations. So that's just me. That's just what I'm doing. And I'm probably primarily going to be using BW Roses 1979-98 on Twitter for a while, kind of back up on the other ones and see what happens. Um, I'll probably. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm celebrating 11 years here on YouTube today, June 4th, today. 11 years on YouTube. That's saying something. And let me just move my laptop a little bit there. Make sure it's okay. All right. But like I said, I'm celebrating 11 years on YouTube now with this channel. And when I created this channel, I made a promise to myself, and I've tried my best to live up to that promise, to be careful about what I upload. Because I don't know what happened with the last account that I had before this. Because honestly, I had 2 accounts prior to this main one. Yeah, I have 2 other accounts besides this one. I have my Brian Walmer one, my YouTube account that got created when I got a Google account, as well as I have, I think, a BW Roses 98 one. So yeah, I had 2 other accounts before this. The first account I had was back in 2006. Okay, and when I came out to visit my family, and unfortunately have to attend my grandfather's funeral and lay him to rest, God rest his soul. I checked, just like when I have right here. I checked on one of my sister's laptops, and I saw that my YouTube channel was still up. It had emails, comments, and all that. So I went home. Folks. I went home and I checked my computer, or as one of my social workers or financial workers once called it, the Beast, which I still have. I have the tower; it's still working. The tube screen, the tube monitor, as you would call it, basically finally died out. So I'm using a flat one right now, a Samsung one. But basically, long story short, when I got back and I checked checked my emails on there, I noticed I had a lot of comments on my YouTube channel with a lot of my videos. So I thought, cool, I'm gonna go check these out. Go to YouTube. Guess what? My account is dead. And I'm thinking, what's going on? And then I get word that basically it's because YouTube came under fire for not just people like me, but others for allowing us to upload content that we didn't have the permission of. So I waited a couple months, and then in December of that year, created a new account, which lasted me until about June 4th of 2008. But because I realized what I had gone through prior, I had, fortunately, thank God, I had a Comcast email account set up because my mom had Comcast installed, but she didn't have the internet, so we got the internet and stuff installed as well. So I ended up getting an email account with Comcast, and I used that to create this. That's what I did. I created it to create this. Now, what's interesting is that this is also connected to my Gmail account. So and the reason it's connected to that is because of the YouTube account that I got courtesy of my Google account. So I was able to connect the two somehow. I guess they give you that ability. Anyway, yeah, I've had this channel ever since then. Now, there have been various rumors of how my secondary channel got destroyed, got kaput, if you will. My nephew, who was, I think, 11 or going on 11 at that time, said um, he had somehow hacked into it or something. I don't know. He was, like I said, he was going on 11. Believe it or not, 11. Not 11. What? Now what am I talking about? Not 11. Was he? No, he was going on 13. He was going on 13. What am I saying? He was going on 13 years old, and now he's going to be 24. Unbelievable. But that shows you how long I've had this channel. But yeah, he said he hacked into it, did something. I don't know. So I kind of looked at that as maybe one reasoning. But then I thought about something that I did prior. What I had done prior is I did a little bit of a rant video. I did a little bit of a rant video on a certain website, which is a parody of places like Wikipedia. And I gave my thoughts, my honest thoughts of how I felt about them because I ended up being one of their targets. But I found out later on I'm not alone. Many other people have become targets, and I just decided to unload on them. And I don't know if that led to me losing my account or something. I don't know. Anyway, though, like I said, I learned my lesson and decided that from now on, I'm going to take my time and be careful about what I do. But fortunately, it seems that YouTube has gone through a lot of changes, some positive, some negative, some met with mixed reactions, to where, yes, YouTube is now part of Google. But, and I gotta fix something here, hold on. Here we go. But like I said, some of the changes and stuff it's gone through, it's gotten some positive feedback, negative, mixed reactions. And of course, during my time here with this channel, it has also become part of YouTube. I mean, not part of YouTube, but part of Google. So it's gone through a lot. But recently, over the past several years, it seems they're trying to kind of go back to the roots. They're trying to they're trying to make a compromise, in my opinion. That's what I look at sites like YouTube trying to do. They're trying to make, like, what I'm trying to say is, let me get some coffee here for a second. But that's what I see YouTube trying to do. They're trying to make a compromise along with Google to try to, I guess, be a hybrid of going back to what made them what they were in the first place back in late '05 and throughout mostly '06, basically about the user, us, but also, you know, be a platform for these markets, for these mega conglomerate, or whatever you call it. I'm trying to think of the words. It's not easy for me to say. Mega conglomerate, or mega, basically these huge multimedia platform, conglomerate, mega multimedia platforms like, cable channels and networks like ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox, HBO, Stars, Showtime, ESPN, all these outlets, as well as movie studios like Paramount, Disney, Universal, Warner Brothers, you name it, as well as the television animation and live action television as well, with some of the same studios I just mentioned: Disney, Warner Brothers, DreamWorks, you name it. They're trying to make a compromise to where they could still be what made them, to where they can go back to what made them who they were in the first place, as well as make a compromise to work and be a platform for these multimedia conglomerate, easy, like I said, easy for me to say, uh, networks and cable channels and all that. So it looks like they're trying to, in my opinion, get back to that, get some kind of compromise and be a hybrid, an amalgamation, if you will, of what it was and what it's planning to be, or what it's trying to be, and hopefully by becoming this amalgamation will be something everybody will appreciate in the future. I mean, I watch Angry Joe Vargas. He did a video where he went to this creators summit in New York, and he was able to talk to some people and basically, along with others, voicing their concerns. And I think he said that one of the head ladies there was surprised by some of the information they found out, like certain things being copyrighted that didn't need to be copyrighted because they were in fair use. So, what it sounds to me, just by hearing what Joe has said and what others have said and reported, YouTube, like I said, is trying to become this amalgamation of something that in the future will benefit everybody. It'll benefit those that want YouTube to go back to its roots, be about the creators, the users, the content creators, the users, as well as be a platform for, future platform for entertainment, like, movies and television shows and stuff like that. So that I can appreciate if they're trying to do that. So I do appreciate what they're trying to do there. It's really good on their part. The only question is, when is this amalgamation going to come to be? I'm hoping that before we hit 2020, that when we get into 2020, that's when this amalgamation is going to come into play. That we're going to start seeing the process of this new partnership and everything. But also, I think the reason we're going to see, something new out of it and something positive, like I said, it's going to be a hybrid amalgamation that's going to benefit everybody, is because YouTube is one of those sites that could be gravely affected by the subtraction. The right now, not yet, because there's still a fight going on, but basically the attempt to fully put net neutrality down, because they know that if net neutrality goes down, people that go to the sites, and this includes studios, even if they have the money to pay certain tiers that people are projecting that may happen to get a decent enough speed, will not get the speed they would hope for. So, yeah, I think in the long run, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be one of those situations that, I think the consumer, the content creator, the user, the average user, regular user, and content creator is going to get more favoritism and stuff thrown their way. And yes, while studios and stuff may still get that hybrid works out for everybody kind of deal, the reason I bring this all up, and I was just checking something there while I was thinking about what I was going to say, is because YouTube is going to realize that the people that are going to use their site the most are going to be people like us. The people that are going to want to probably make money off the channels that they've created on YouTube are going to be people like us. And if we don't have good enough speed to be able to do that, then that's going to hurt YouTube in the long run, which is why I think they're trying to do what they can to work with everybody and kind of come up with a decent amalgamation of a compromise between both sides. That's what I think. So, yeah, though, basically, that's, you know, that's basically all I really wanted to say on that. But yeah, 11, but getting back to what I was saying, 11 years here on YouTube is amazing because, like I said, and then this did coincide with the thing. YouTube has gone through those changes that I just mentioned. But it's through these 11 years that I've discovered a lot of stuff. I've discovered, there are more Sonic Satyam fans out there than I thought. Not just the ones I've met at the forums, message boards, and all that, but there are more out there than I can ever imagine. I've discovered that I'm not the only one, believe it or not, that's into the melting gag or the lustful melt thing or whatever. That there's others out there as well, and they don't find it offensive or anything. They find it funny. And then on top of that, I found out that Friendship is Magic is not that bad of a show. Because if you go here on my channel, back in 2000, I think it was 2012, I said, look, I'm not a brony. I respect what they're doing, but I'm not a brony. But as you can also tell, as the years went on, I started to slowly get more intrigued in what people were talking about and why even adults were into My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. And when I finally, I guess, saw Lunar Eclipse, because I was adding it to my holiday special DVD set that I do every year, which spans from Halloween to Christmas and New Year's, then I started to get an idea of, this isn't bad. This is a pretty good show. Now, true, it did take certain characters like Luna and Rarity, which I consider to be the eye candies for some young men and adult men that get attracted to the show and give it a chance. Not that there's anything wrong with that. As well as I saw the story element of the character in Spike trying to win the heart of Rarity, and I kind of was attracted to that because that's kind of a tradition. That's kind of an old school kind of scenario where you have this guy that seems to be out of this girl's league trying to win her heart and eventually probably doing so. And you get moments in between that kind of tease that, yeah, something might be happening. So, yeah, it's just, so yeah, it's one of, so yeah, YouTube is able to allow me to have a better appreciation and see through other people's opinions, or hear and view through other people's opinions, like Dr. Wolf, Map, Lightning Bliss, Silver Quill, that it's not bad to enjoy the show like this. It's not bad at all. Oh, I mean, the fact that they did a video, what is it, a documentary on it, that's saying something. Not one, but two documentaries and a sequel to a documentary. So that told me that there's something here, and I need to check it out. And I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did because, as I've always told people, did you ever expect me to start having stuff like this in the background? No, neither did I, but here it is. Or drinking from a cup like this? Nope. No, you didn't. Or did I ever think that when I heard the movie was coming in 2017, did I think I was going to hop on a bus on my day off and or take that, request a certain day off the day it was opening and go on a bus and go watch the movie? Because that's what I did. I think. Yeah, that's what I did. I requested that day off. But yeah, that along with everything else, it's just unreal. It's unreal how long I've been doing this here on YouTube. I mean, the fact that right now this is going to be video number 1975, and I am 25 videos away from 1100. I think that's right, 1100. Hold on for a sec. $11,000. To think I'm away from 11,000 videos. That's amazing. I mean, when I celebrated 10 years last year, I was away from being, what was it, at 10,000? Now I'm close to 11,000. And what's funny is I'm not just contributing through live streams like this or my Creative Wrestling League, which I appreciate people enjoying and stuff, as well as my PMVs, Pony Music Videos, AMVs, reviews, you name it, or whatever comes to my mind. But I'm also contributing, believe it or not, through this. Yeah, I go to work every day. When I go to work and I have time, but before work, during lunch, whatever, or while I'm waiting for my ride, this is what I do. This is what I do. If I can get it on here. All right. Here we go. I'm just trying to unlock it here. But this is what I do. I go on my phone right here, and then I go to here. I go to the camera option. So, press on that. Then what I do is I do this, hold it like this, turn the thing, and then I go right to the recording button right there. I go right to the recording button, press it, and I start recording a video. I start doing a video. Or sometimes if I have the gigabytes, I go, or if I, well, not the gigabytes, but the gigabytes, if you will. What I do, if I have the time, the gigabytes, whatever you want to call it, I go onto my YouTube app, I go to upload, I go to live, and I get ready, and I go through, putting the title and all that, do everything that's needed, and then I take the thumbnail picture, which I can replace later, and then I start doing a live stream. So that's what I start to do. And that's how also I've been able to contribute to my videos by doing something like that. Now, has this year or the end of last year been easy with this channel? No. Last year, actually, matter of fact, I lost, I think, for what was it, 60 days? 30, 60 days? And that's just my dog. She's just scratching herself into my thing. I don't know why. But like I said, for about 30 to 60 days, I lost my ability to do live stream. I didn't lose my unlimited ability to upload videos, but I lost my live streaming ability because what I did is I would live stream certain portions of Mickey Mouse's 90th Spectacular Special that they did on ABC, which I shouldn't have done. But yeah, that's what happened there. Like I said, that's what happened there. And again, it was like, but again, like I said, it's because of that. But like I said, it was because of that that I learned that if I'm going to live stream, don't live stream broadcasts that are being shown on networks and cable channels. You know what I'm saying? Because that will get you in trouble. Um, but yeah, but yeah, just, but yeah, even in the past year, it hasn't been easy. Easy with this channel, but thankfully, I'm still a part of this channel. This channel is still going. I've met a lot of people through YouTube, through this channel. I've met Wild Hops, who's a fan, who's a supporter and stuff. I've met Jaime too, James Sullivan. I've met Zara Nizarak. Uh, I haven't met Linkara, but I've sent packages to Linkara. I've sent packages to Matt Burnett, Animat, if you will, of Electric Dragon Productions, or Electric Dragon 505 Productions. So I've been able to do all that, accomplish all that and more through YouTube. I've also been able to, like I said, view and if not give my opinion, and through places like Twitter, communicate with the likes of, let's say, Nicole Dubuque, who's the executive producer on My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. Biggest Jim Miller, who's also a head person on Friendship is Magic. As well as, uh, believe it or not, Cassie Westlock. I even mentioned this in a video I did recently where I talked about Cassie Westlock liking one of my PMVs that I did on Spike and Rarity. So yeah, it's through the 11 years that I've been here on YouTube, it's been great. I've had all these great moments around. And hold on for a sec. Oh, come on. Sorry about that, guys. I had to let my dog out to go potty. Anyway, like I said, it's just been one of those days. It's just been not one of those days, but it's been one of those times here on YouTube to where I've been able to experience a lot. Even here on my YouTube channel, what was it, in my fourth year, I was able to upload my trip to Disneyland, my only trip so far to Disneyland in 2012. So just some great memories and everything. And like I said, I've been able to, um, have people come on here and appreciate what I do. I've had Frank Hill. It's Frank. Was it Ignacio Hernandez Isaac? I think his name is. I've met them through here. They've even sent me packages like they do with Zara Nizrak at times. So I've been appreciative of that. Um, Patrick Butler I've met through here. MJ Knight. Like I said, Jaime too, James Sullivan, many I've met through this. And it's even through here that I've had MJ Knight do a video response to a request I gave him on doing his thoughts on the Doomsday Project saga, which is the Sonic SatAM Season 2 final 4 episodes that I look at as a movie. I've had Jaime Tude even contribute his thoughts on, Sonic SatAM, and I was surprised that he did that, so I appreciate it. I've met others through YouTube here as well, like Jay Foxfire, Raphael XD, you name it. It's just been one of those times that despite how people feel about YouTube, it is a great place to meet people, online, especially if you have common interest. And for anybody that's wondering, if they're wondering, why my comments being displayed sometimes on your channel, what's going on. One of the things I did learn about, and I looked it up, is you can block certain people from your channel. You can block them because it's like I told Matt Brunette, I believe, in a package that I sent him one time. It was actually a letter. I think it was a letter or something like that. Yeah, it's probably been a letter. I told him that basically what you're getting here mostly at times is the trolls. It's just people, mostly youngsters that are going through phases, and just people that want to see triple X rated material. And I even think I told Zara Nizrak that as well, that it's, the reason we get people saying some disheartening comments and words in the comment section is it's not just towards us, it's also towards YouTube, sites like YouTube, because YouTube is not giving them what they want. And what they want is triple X rated mature material. That's what they want. Mostly of the and I say this with no offense, but mostly of the lesbian variety. That's what they want. And it's like, if that's what they want, then why don't they take it up with sites like YouTube, Dailymotion, Volt, Vimeo, VO, you name it? Why don't they take it up with them? I'm just saying, because it doesn't make sense for you to take out your anger and frustrations on people because you're not getting what you want. You know what I'm saying? You're not getting what you feel you should have. And honestly, again, I just don't understand people. I mean, I understand that there are people that still feel that it's wrong for adults to like My Little Pony Friendship is Magic or anything like that. But I think if anything's been established over these past couple of weeks with these episodes from Friendship is Magic, I think it's not just the characters themselves, but I think it's the staff basically saying, look, there's nothing wrong liking something that may not be, in your category, or what basically the lesson that, or the moral that gets sent is there's nothing wrong with liking something that you might find childish. If somebody likes it and you like it, that's all that matters. Or if somebody likes it, but it doesn't suit you, then fine. You don't have to like it, but if they like it, that's all that matters. So, and that's the way I look at it. That's the way I look at it. It's like you can't, if you don't like what people are saying, then, or enjoying or talking about, then one, don't view the channel. And if you don't view the channel, you won't have to comment on it. And again, this is where I get the suspicion, and I say this with due respect, all due respect, that most of the troll commenters that we get are young kids. Because if you look at the wording sometimes, you can definitely tell, yeah, that's a young kid. Yeah, that's a teenager. And a good primary example of this is when you go on Twitter and Facebook, and the original owners or users of those Twitter and Facebook pages have to come on and say, look, folks, I'm sorry for what was posted here on my account. That wasn't me. My kids got a hold of it, and they just decided to make some derogatory remarks that were not necessary. That's mainly what you look at here. Be right back. Okay, guys, I'm back. I had to let my dog back in and give her a little bit of a snack, put some food, some dry food in her bowl, and everything. But yeah, it's just you can tell by the wording at times that when somebody's Twitter or Facebook account gets hacked, if you will, taken over unsuspectedly by a kid or teen, you can tell just by the wording and what they're doing. It's like, yeah, it's just a kid. They just want to be mischiefy or they want to cause trouble or something. And it's like, and sometimes, and again, I say this with all due respect. Nowadays, kids, mostly boys at times, will do it because, like I said, they rather have us talk about something or show something that interests them. And we're not just talking Magic the Gathering cards, card games, and tricks. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, but when you notice the wording in the comments sometimes, you'll know exactly who the trolls really are. And again, if you match it up with sometimes an account on Twitter being hacked by somebody or on Facebook being hacked by somebody, and then somebody else has to come in and say, "I'm sorry, this happened. This is why this wording or these words and stuff came out." Then you get an understanding. But look, kids are going to be kids, teens are going to be teens. There's not really much we can do. But if we want to keep peace with our own channels, all we can do is just block them. And that's about it. That's about it. And look, we get it. They want to go out and they want to they want to have the voices heard. These kids, these teens, they want the voices heard. They're like, look, we don't get why you adults like a show for little girls or this or that. Listen to us. It's meant for little girls. Leave it at that. We get it. And we understand that. Maybe that's what they want to say. But you know what? They also probably say that, and I say this again with all due respect and no offense. They say that because they also know that there are people they go to school with or maybe friends with that like the show as well. So it kind of upsets them, so they have to come out and say something in their own unique way. But besides that, I've been able to do a lot with this channel. In fact, I've even been able to do something that I recently discovered over the past year called movie reactions or trailer reactions. And the way this is done is you either come on camera and you give your reaction to the trailer because you want to avoid any issues, or what you do is you get the trailer, you download the trailer, if you will, you copy the link, you go to a download site, whatever, and you then upload the trailer on, and then what you do is you take the video file of that trailer that you've downloaded, use it in a software along with you, and you basically give a live reaction to the trailer as it's being seen on the bottom of the screen. And the reason you do that as well as talk over it, like let's say Joe Vargas does, is you want to avoid copyright. You want to have it seen there, but you'll want to avoid any copyright. And I've enjoyed doing that. I've enjoyed actually doing that a lot. I did it with Best Gift Ever. I did it with Bumblebee. I did it with the Sonic movie. And there are probably more that I'm going to do it with in the future. I think I did it with Avengers Endgame. I'm not really. Yeah, I think I did. So I'll have to check again. But anyway, I've been able to do that, and I've really had fun with it. And who knows what other movie trailers will come out. I will say this, that even though I didn't do a reaction to it, I did watch Joe Vargas's reaction. And I will say that Rambo Last Blood looks good. It's got a lot of people have said it's got sort of a Logan vibe to it. And Logan turned out to be one of the best comic book movies of all time, on recent memory, of all time, if not in recent memory. So if it's got that kind of vibe to it, and it's got Sylvester Stallone not only starring in it but behind it with Balboa Productions and stuff, I think this is going to be worth watching. I think this is going to be worth. I think honestly, it's going to be worth going to see and enjoy, because it looks like it definitely be a good. It's going to be a good conclusion and finality or final. Yeah, final. It's going to be a good finality conclusion to the Rambo series. So I might check that. I'm going to probably check that movie out when it comes out in September. Um, but overall, it's stuff like that, trailer reactions that I've gotten to learn about and do some myself. I've actually just had a lot of fun with this channel. I mean, I've been able to discover some people that I like Doug Walker, Nostalgia Critic. I know some people have their issues with him. That's fine. You deal with what you got to deal with. And you know what? I even gave my thoughts on it. And I think with Doug Walker, I think there will be some positive to come out of it. And perhaps him and Rob are going to maybe take control of the company down the line. Maybe the guy that's in charge won't be in charge much longer. But it's through YouTube that I've been able to become a fan of Nostalgia Critic, Angry Video Game Nerd, Angry Joe, Linkara, Cinema Snob, you name it. Nostalgia Chick, the chick with the goggles, you name it. I've become a fan of theirs, and I really, really appreciate it. And in recent months and years, I've become a fan of Riz, Alpha Omega Sin, you name it. And it's all because of my time here on YouTube. So I really appreciate that. Heck, I've even had comments and communications with Doug at one time, Doug Walker. He commented on me saying, "Look, I think I was commenting on a Facebook page, and he actually commented me back, and he said, "Dude, this isn't really this. If you want to put," he said something along the lines. He's very curious. He was very, very courteous, but he basically said this was the wrong place to post stuff, and here's the right place. So something like that. And then I also had a comment from Alpha Omega Sin because he saw that I had done and I posted this online. I had done a video creator wrestler of him in one of the WWE games in a couple years ago, and he liked it. He really appreciated that. So overall, though, I've just had a lot of fun here, and I'm thankful to God, for letting me have this channel to have something to do on the side when I'm not working, like I'm not working today over the rest of this week. So I'm just really thankful to have it and have something to do. And I'm really thankful for a lot of the support that I get from all of you out there. I know that I may not make sense sometimes when it comes to some of the things I talk about, and look, I know I may not be the kind that should, have a, what I'm trying to say is, and you can tell just by what I'm doing here. I know I'm not the kind that, the kind of individual that, that shouldn't go without a script or some kind of bullet points and all that. And and here's the thing. I appreciate all the suggestions. I mean, there are times that I'm pretty sure you will notice when I do a video, I will say exactly what you might read in the description box because that I did take notes. I did write it down first. But most of the time, I'm just the kind of guy that comes on here and just speaks my mind on the fly. I just go and I guess you could say shoot the breeze, if you will. Just say what's on my mind, at the time, get it off my shoulders. So that's just how I am. And I appreciate, again, the support and the suggestions to get notes done or get a script done or whatever. And I really appreciate that. And I do sometimes try to utilize that. But I'm just me. I just love to shoot the breeze. I mean, you think when Animat does his crazy cartoon podcast, and sometimes he has a guest like, let's say, Cartoon Palooza's Joey T, or recently Jaimitude, that they have scripts to go off of? No, they just shoot the breeze. That's what they do. So, yeah, that's just how I am. I'm just somebody that likes to, say what they want to say and not worry too much about a script or anything like that. So, but if I do a script, it's mainly because I need to specifically make sure I do say certain notes and all that are needed. Anyway, though, that's really all I'm going to say on this video, guys. Again, I truly appreciate the support over the past 11 years. Here's to 11 more years with this channel. I mean, I'm just, like I said, just taking it day by day, thanking God every day that I have something like this to do on the side. And really, guys, that's all I'm going to say. So I appreciate the support. Thank you all for tuning in live. If you did tune in live or tune in post live afterwards, again, appreciate the support. Appreciate your subscriptions and all that. And here's to more videos to come. And maybe before this week's out, and I think it will happen, I'm probably going to hit 11,000, if you will. I'm probably going to hit it. I've already hit 10,000. Looks like I'm going to be closing in on more than that, on the big 11100, if you know what I mean. So, but yeah, guys, thank you all for the support, and that's all I'm going to say. So thank you all. God bless you all, and I will talk to you all later. There will be more content to come throughout this day and this week. So be on the lookout for that. But thank you all. God bless. Take care. I am out.